In the heart of Paris, inside the world's most secure museum, a crime unfolded so daring it felt scripted by a Hollywood movie. 4 men, 8 minutes, and treasure worth billions gone. Yes, gone without a trace. This is the Louvre Heist of 2025. Friends, on the morning of October 19, 2025, the Louvre Museum opened to the public as usual. Guards were at their posts and tourists from around the world entered the museum. At 8:30 am, the museum had been opened for about half an hour when an unusual activity took place on the side facing the river Seine. A truck you normally used to lift furniture to upper floors stopped near the museum wall. It had a mechanical lift attached, but the people inside weren't there to move furniture and their intentions were far from innocence. There were 4 people in total. They wore yellow and orange safety vests, just like construction workers, but their faces were hidden behind balaclavas. 2 of them extended the lift and reached the balcony on the first floor of the museum. That balcony led to one of the most secure and the most magnificent section of the Galleria di Apollo, also known as Gallery of Apollo, the very gallery that displayed the royal treasure of France. But to enter the gallery, there was a major obstacle, a thick glass wall. Once on the balcony, they took out an industrial-grade disc cutter from their bag and within seconds cut a hole into the glass and managed to enter inside. It all happened so quickly that the security guard didn't even realize it at first. However, the act triggered the museum alarm and the guard in the gallery saw the thieves, but the robbers didn't care. They threatened the guard with their power tools and kept working calmly. The guards immediately followed the protocol and began evacuating tourists from the gallery. Soon, chaos spread throughout the museum. An eyewitness later described the scene as one of the absolute panic and confusion. People have no idea what was happening. While police and the staff members were busy getting people out safely, the 2 thieves broke the display cases, stole 9 valuable treasures, and then escaped back through the same hole in the glass to the balcony. Below there, 2 accomplices waited on scooters. The thief climbed down the lift rapidly, jumped on the scooter, and sped away. The entire operation happened so fast that no one could comprehend it in time. According to the police, the robbers were inside the museum for only 4 minutes, and the entire operation for parking the truck, extending the lift, cutting the glass, stealing, and fleeing took 8 minutes in total. Before leaving, they even tried to set the truck on fire to destroy evidence and fingerprints, but a brave museum staff member intervened just in time to stop them. The robbers escaped alongside the river, then reached the boulevard, Paris Ring Road, and fled via the A6 motorway. The daylight robbery was a humiliating blow to France, but the biggest question remained: what exactly was stolen? When officials assessed the losses, a wave of mourning spread across France. The stolen items weren't just financially valuable, they were cultural and historical treasure deemed priceless. According to the Ministry of Culture, a total of 8 valuable items were stolen from the Louvre Museum. Now, you might wonder, earlier we said 9. Yes, the thief took 9 items, but one fell onto the street as they escaped. That was 170-year-old crown of Emperor Eugene, wife of Napoleon III. The crown had been made especially for her in 1855. While the thieves were pulling the crown out through the hole in the glass, the hole was too small, so they forced it out, damaging it severely. When it fell on the road, it also got scratched. Later, the museum director said that the crown might be repairable. The 8 stolen items were total loss. They include a beautiful tiara and brooch belonged to Emperor Eugene, an emerald necklace and an earring of Empress Mary Louise, wife of Napoleon, a sapphire tiara, necklace and earring set once owned by the Queen Mary Amélie and Queen Hortense, and a special equerry brooch. All these items dated back to the 19th century, adorned with thousands of diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, and other precious stones. They weren't just jewelry, they were the pieces of France's royal history. The combined material value of the gold, stone, and diamond used in them was about $2 million, but their true worth, given their royal lineage, was immeasurable. Perhaps no replacement even by $1 billion. Curiously, the thieves ignored the most valuable items in the gallery, such as famous Regent diamond worth 51 million euros and other legendary diamonds like the Sensei and Hortensia. This led the investigators to believe that the thieves were working on a commission. They knew exactly what to steal. The Paris prosecutor said that the loss was not just the monetary but a loss of France's heritage. But the question remained, how could such a robbery occur in the world's most visited museum despite such tight security? According to the early French media report, in the section of the museum where the robbery took place, one in every 3 rooms has no CCTV camera. Yes, the world's largest museum did not have a complete CCTV coverage. Even the external cameras of the balcony didn't cover the area from where the thieves entered. An even bigger shock came when the French senator told the BBC that the alarm that went off was the museum's general alarm system, but the localized alarm on that balcony had been out of order for several days. If that alarm had been functioning, security should have known immediately about the intruder's entry. The museum director admitted its failure and offered her resignation to the Ministry of Culture, but it wasn't accepted. This robbery has raised serious questions about the security of French museum. And let's not forget, this wasn't the first incident of its kind. In 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the same museum by a former employee who hid the painting under the coat and walked out. It was recovered 2 years later in Italy when the thief tried to sell it. That very theft was what made the Mona Lisa world famous. Then in 1976, the King Charles X's sword was stolen from the museum by 3 thieves who broke a window to enter, and it has never been recovered. Again, in 1998, a painting was stolen in the broad daylight from its frame and remain missing to this day. Now, 27 years later, this robbery has struck again. Currently, over 60 investigators and some reporters say over hundreds are working on the case. Fortunately, on Saturday, October 25, 2025, police arrested 2 suspects believed to be directly linked to the robbery. Police collected around 150 DNA samples and fingerprints from the scene taken from the thieves' helmets, gloves, and the truck interior. The DNA samples match the suspects, one of whom has a prior record for global theft. Police are hopeful that all the robbers and the mastermind behind the Louvre heist will soon be caught. However, it hasn't been yet confirmed whether any of the stolen item has been recovered. After the robbery, the museum remained closed until October 22 and the Gallery of Apollo is still closed. Police says this was a highly organized and professional crime and investigation continues. Because the thieves apparently knew exactly what to take, ignoring some of the most famous items, investigators believe there might have been inside knowledge or advanced planning. The fact that the thieves are described as less professional that assumed raises question. If not on elite gang, how did they pull off such a fast and bold heist? The museum is under pressure, public trust, visitor safety, and heritage protection. The stolen items disappear is not just a criminal matter, but a cultural heritage loss. The museum and the French authorities are facing political and reputational consequences. We hope you will like and share this sneak history video. See you again in the next amazing video. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, and share for more. Your support is very much appreciated. This is me, Ikhlaq, signing off.